Hey guys, Peachy here from Peachy TT120. What have we got this week? Well, it's something a little bit different, not what was originally planned. I was supposed to be building the model roundhouse and installing the turntable, but Richard from This Way Works was in contact with me, and he's got some clever ideas of how we can improve the turntable. So that's for a video in the future after he's shown what he can do with the turntable. Right, so instead, I've got a fill in, and we had a little look through the plan. We had a little chat with the editor, and he said, Dad, how about that idea of refurbishing the Mallard, refinishing the Mallard as Sir Nigel Gresley? And I thought, well, yeah, why not? So, without any further ado, here's a video of me cracking on with converting the Mallard into Sir Nigel Gresley. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, so why the Mallard? Well, it's got the side skirts, which Sir Nigel would have had until early 1942. It's got the non-corridor rear tender, which is correct. And also, I've just got to change a 6 to a 9. Okay, so first job, RTFM. Let's have a look. Right, so we've got a number of screws we've got to take off if we want to get the body removed. Okay, so to gain access to the inside of your model, remove the 3 screws as shown in figure 6. Okay, so we've got a number of items to remove here. Right, okay. Okay, slight problem here. There's this linkage is actually connected to the bodywork. There's a little wire there that has to be unplugged. That's easy enough, but the linkage is a problem. There's no way to actually remove this body from this chassis as per the instructions. You cannot take the Mallard apart as per the instructions to do a service. I've checked against the other A4s in the class. No, you can't do it. So the only way I could think of doing it was heating it with a soldering iron and taking this piece out. Bit of a shame I had to do that, but there you go. The tender, of course, 2 screws, it's very easy to remove. That pops off, done very nice and tidy. There's no more details on the tender to remove, but I do need to remove the names, the buffers, the whistle, because in 1940, during the war, they didn't use the chime whistle, so that's got to go. So the nameplates come off really easily. We've also got to try and get the cab off. Now, the cab was a real struggle. We had to tweak and tweak and tweak and tweak and try not to break it. Yeah, it's not for the faint-hearted, but eventually we won. Here we go, and off it comes. Dun, dun, dun. Also, the detailed part of the cab is a separate item. Next, yeah, got to get that whistle out. So tried putting it out with tweezers, just snapped it in half. Oh, great joy! It was quite well fitted. I know people have said it's upside down, but I think they just got the design wrong. I don't think they got it upside down at all. So I ended up giving up and again getting the soldering iron out and sticking the old hot poker up its backside and pop, out you came. Now on with the cab. Right, so we need to get the glazing out. This seems not to be held in by glue, but it seems to be more stuck to the paint. It must have a Tadger glue, but they came out really easily. Spent more time trying to do it carefully because I was worried about breaking them, but no, they came out absolutely fine, including those little the little front forward windows. 2 brass pieces came out really easy, pop and pop. That's it, and that's the cab done. Okay, now originally I planned to create some new graphics, but because I'm doing this as a quickie, basically on a Friday afternoon, I thought I'd use an old trick from a long time ago, which is using a superfine pen and drawing around the details that I want to keep. So in this place I'm trying to keep the NE. And in here I'm obviously want to keep all of the 4, 4, 6, 8, but I'm also going to touch in and turn the 6 into a 9 with gold paint. Here I'm using a bit of a 1200 and taking off the L and the R. And now I've gone around with a fine liner pen, I'm now using a fine paintbrush to give myself a bigger area of black. I'm using some of the same spray black that I will be using to spray the whole body with. It doesn't matter that you'll see a difference. It's because at the end of the day, when I lacquer over the whole thing, especially with a matte lacquer, any difference in the sheen of the black will be lost. This kind of trick works rather well. Whilst masking the buffers, they actually came off. So the little trick I picked up back in the day is using blue tack as a mask. Pop it on your radiator, make sure it's nice and tacky, and then break yourself off a reasonable blob. And we're going to mask that area, making sure that we are possibly a little bit on the big side. So let's take a little bit off of that, make a smaller ball of blue tack, boom, stick it in there. And that's the reason for doing the black around the edges, is that we can do a much simpler mask now of the letter. Another little blob, and pop that on there. Make sure that we're covering the letter and not breaching the area of the black that we painted yesterday. And we'll do the same for all of them. Happy with that? Right, time to spray. Right, moment of truth. Pluck the blue tack off. And you can see that worked quite nicely. Good trick with this is you can use fresh blue tack to clean up the patch. Okay, something I want to try and zoom in and show you, if I can, is you'll see, if I can get it there. Yeah, okay, so you should possibly see a trace where the blue tack has masked 4498, but because it's a slightly different sheen, because obviously that hasn't been painted. When the whole thing's lacquered, that should disappear. Okay. The wheel painting all got sped up, and in fact I cut tons of it out because it was ever so tedious. Right, very happy with the paint job. Now I just need to do, I think, a little bit of fun. Why not do a little bit more detailing? Now, I'm not quite sure you can see that here, but it's too bright. More view models. The cracking little range of TT engineers and footplate dudes. Okay, so got a nice little driver ready to go, and I think we might have someone with a shovel in hand. Why not? Dun, dun, dun. What have we got in the packet? Let's have a look. See. So shovelers. So someone doing nothing. No. Someone definitely on the footplate with coal. Haha. Yeah, he's your man, isn't it? Definitely. Um, only one person sitting in the pack though. I think I'll probably do with. We got people leaning out of windows, I guess. No, I'm going to have the guy sat down and a guy with a shovel on the go. That's the plan. Right, let's start putting it back together again, I guess. Right, so pop that in there. That clips in. That clips in nicely. Now, do we glue these guys in? No, let's put the cab. We'll put the cab on first before we glue these guys in, I think. At this point, I realised that the cab was going to take a considerable more focus and attention to detail, so I stopped filming. Sorry. Thought I'd get on with the reveal. Here's the Sir Nigel Gresley brass nameplate, looking rather splendid. Here's the two different guys, a standing up guy and the empty shovel. I think they look better in the end. Here's some superfine coal, the N gauge coal. I think it looks better than the TT moulded. And here's the number 4498. Thank you very much. Okay, well, I hope that was informative. I think we've got, we're going to, I think I've got some ideas that drawing around the numbers, I've done that on bigger products, and it was a bit of a waste of time really. And to be honest with you, I'm going to draw myself up some decals and get some made in a gold metallic. If they should be gold metallic, I can only find illustrations with them as gold metallic, but I'm sure I've seen them as white. I'm not exactly sure what's the correct thing to do. So if you enjoyed that and you want some more of this kind of content, please like and subscribe and tickle the little bell. And while you're at it, you can click on Peach's face to subscribe. And then I've got a couple of videos up here. I think probably one is the playlist for Camelot, and the other one will be whatever Jimmy decides to stick in there. Bye guys, take care, bye bye.